I'm Matt Bishar with NAREIT.com here in New York City for REITWeek 2015. Joining me for this CEO Spotlight is Gary Wojtaszek, President and CEO of CyrusOne. Gary, thanks so much for joining us.
Hi, Matt. Thanks for having me.
Now, for those who may not be familiar with your company, can you provide an overview of CyrusOne and how do you differentiate yourself from some of your competitors?
Sure. So CyrusOne is one of the largest data center companies in the country. We're focused on serving the needs of Fortune 1000 enterprise companies. We've been at this for over a dozen years, and we focus on providing our customers with a really high quality product and customer service and connectivity offering that's superior than what they can do on their own for a much lower price.
Now, there's been a lot of news around M&A activity in your space, and CyrusOne's been an active participant in that with your recently announced acquisition of Survalis. Can you talk about the rationale for that transaction and what it means for your company going forward?
M&A activity has been really on the uprise over the last year. I think it's interesting in that it's a great sign for the industry. It's showing that it's maturing, and all the deals that have been done over the last 12 months, I think all except for one have traded to a strategic buyer. Gives a good idea of the maturation of the industry. There's clear economic benefits associated with scale and size, all driven by accelerating revenue growth. Because what we've been seeing in our business, and I think across the industry broadly, is customers are deploying in multiple locations across the United States. So to the extent that you have a larger platform to hold those customers in, you're going to enjoy the benefits of scale. And I think everyone in the industry is seeing that. That was really what took us down the path of acquiring Survalis. We've known Survalis and the management team for a number of years, and we've, third time is the charm, right? We've trying to get this arrangement sorted out several times in the past. What we liked about the acquisition is that they have built the preeminent financial services practices in the New York metro area. It really complements our customer penetration greatly, rounds out our portfolio, so that financial services is about 20% of our business now, equivalent to the business that we do in oil and gas. In addition to that, we get the geographic expansion in the New York metro area, where we're currently not located, so a number of different diversification benefits.
And lastly, I'd like you to talk a little bit about the demand for data center space, what drives it, where we are in this whole process of outsourcing and the trend there.
Yeah, we are still in the early stages. So I kind of mentioned this a couple of years ago when we first met, and still think that's the case. Fundamentally, what's driving the business is data and an explosion of data, and it's not slowing down. To give you some perspective, if you took all of the data that exists in the world today and you think about it in the form of an iPad, stack the iPads up, and that stack will go from here to 2/3 of the way to the moon. Big stack, right? All of that data eventually finds its way into a data center. Well, that stack over the next 5 years is going to go back and forth to the moon and back 6 times, right? So clearly more demand for space, all residing in a data center. And I think it's that type of a focus what's causing everyone to do a lot of M&A activity, and it's also causing all sorts of logistical challenges for the Fortune 1000 companies that we focus on serving. We still think that only about 15 or 20% of the market is outsourced currently, so there's a huge opportunity to basically grab the other 80% of the business that is still done internally, in addition to all the growth that's going to occur as a result of the data explosion that is still staring at us in the face.
Gary, thank you so much for joining us.
Great, thanks. Thanks for having me.
For more on this and other REIT news and analysis, be sure to visit REIT.com.